On August 5, 2017, the position of the world's richest man, Bill Gates, will briefly take away by a person for 4 hours. This American, 9 years younger than Bill Gates, is the founder and CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. His company Amazon is the world's largest e-commerce platform. In the 20 years of its founding, there have been loss for 20 years. The market value have soared from $400 million to $417 billion. There are many reasons for Jeff Bezos' success, but the most interesting reason is his self-confidence. The source of his self-confidence can be traced back to his maternal grandfather, a former administrator of U.S. Atomic Energy Commission. From 4 to 6 years old, Jeff Bezos spent every summer at his grandfather's farm. His grandfather cultivated Bezos' love of science. At the age of 14, he determined to be an astronaut or physicist. The garage of his home had engineering experiments of scientific experiments that he did, full of his engineering project, from repairing windmills to carving coal and sheep. He is proficient in everything. The self-confidence that he cultivated on his grandfather's farm benefited him a lot. From his entrepreneurial career for more than 10 years. Jeff Bezos spent his middle school year in Miami, where he was the class monitor and the graduate representative. By high school, Bezos demonstrated his talent as an entrepreneur. He established the Dream Association, his summer activity, and even encouraged his little sister and brother to participate. When he graduated from high school, he also won the American Scholarship for Outstanding Student, the highest honor for American high school graduate, for his performance. In college, Bezos entered Princeton University, where Einstein had taught. In his later year, major is electric engineer and computer science, and graduated with the honors, and become a member of the American University Outstanding Student Association. 1986, after Bezos graduated from university, he immediately entered a new established high-touch company in New York. 2 years later, Bezos moved to a New York bank trust company to manage a computer system worth $250 million in assets. At the age of 25, he became the youngest vice president in the history of the bank trust company. From 1990 to 1995, Bezos and others established the world's most advanced and successful hedge fund transaction management company, and in 1992 became the company's youngest senior vice president. And in 1992 becomes the company's youngest senior vice president. In 1994, by chance, Bezos entered the website while surfing on the internet and saw a figure of 2,300%. The number of internet users is growing at the rate every year. At that time, Seattle Microsoft have gradually grown up. Bezos saw this number and his eyes was bright, hoping to be like Microsoft, so achieve success in the IT industry. Bezos chose to sell books among many products. Books are particularly suitable for display on the internet. At the university, as a published country, has 1.3 million books. A few weeks later, Bezos rejected a high salary and immediately embarked on the road to entrepreneurship. In 1995, Bezos moved from New York to Seattle. He chose Seattle because there are ready-made technical talent and it is very close to large channel distributor. In 1995, Jeff Bezos was 30 years old. He told the $250,000 given by his parents to set an online bookstore in the garage outside of Seattle. With a total of $300,000 in startup capital from his own net worth and the parents' passion, he created a first online retail company in the university, Amazon.com. Jeff Bezos, the famous Wall Street senior financial analyst, used a number to express his confidence in entrepreneurship. 30%. He confidently analyzed that only 10% of internet companies can be successfully start a business, but Amazon have 30% chance of success. During the company's startup, he would dance into the office every morning, but soon Bezos discovered that the $250,000 given by his parents would be used up immediately. He needed to find more investors immediately to maintain the company's starts. So Bezos began to collect funds. Though investors don't know what the result will be, they still see Amazon as a real opportunity in their life. Because they are optimistic about this, young man will patient in front of him. To describe Jeff Bezos in the words of one of the investor stockbrokers, it is because he convinced me so deep. He was very confident, and even though that what he did was God's arrangement, no matter what that dream or was, all will become reality. A month later, Jeff Bezos fetched only $1 million, so he conformed himself, which is a little bit less than the expected $5 million. In the 20 years of Amazon continued growth, Bezos' same self-confidence is also strong. Even the more others adopt him, the more confident he is. In 1998, in the American impression, Amazon was just a small website for buying books. On an ordinary working day, he summoned all employers and asked them to write down their income expectations for the company in the next 5 years. But it was embarrassing that no one wrote higher than Bezos, or even close the number. Bezos does not matter whether employers believe him or not. He used strong self-confidence. In the third year of company's founding, he spent $1 million to acquire a bunch of websites. 2 years later, Amazon's stock price plummeted by 80%, and employers had a life locally. Executive even secretly hid meeting to criticize Bezos behind their back. Bezos is still very calm. He said that though he looks timid, he is actually very strong inside. This strong self-confidence supported him and recruited soldiers when the company was most struggling. He dug up the retired Walmart logistics boss and allocated $300 million a year to this boss. Finally, the former Walmart logistics boss created his own logistics systems for Amazon, which later became one of the Amazon core competitiveness. If there is one thing that shows Bezos' self-confidence to the fullest, it must be that he conquered Wall Street in 20 years and wrote 20 letters. Since listing in 1997, he was writing a letter to shareholders every year. The main theme is I must protect the interest of shareholders, and all actions are based on long-term value development. It used to be, it is now, and it will not change in the future. He even copied the earliest version of 1997 at the end of each shareholder letter to remind Amazon investors not to forget their ordinary intentions. It is Jeff Bezos' self-confidence attitude that has allowed Wall Street investors who may not even understand Amazon's business model to stay with Bezos for 20 years. Recall that in 2013, Amazon invested heavily in new industry and its profit plummeted by 45%, but its stock price fell only a little. Walmart learned to Amazon. Profit have not only plummeted, but its stock price have also plummeted. With his self-confidence and his keenness for the market, Bezos once again solved the crisis and won everyone's floor and A+. He overcome difficult time again and made Amazon, and he also made himself become one of the greatest entrepreneurial of this era. In my opinion, one of the key points of Bezos' success is his self-confidence. His self-confidence in his ability, his self-confidence in his own vision, and his self-confidence in his career. First, because he expressed his confidence to investors about the company's future development, and investment talents are willing to invest, the current Amazon is created. Second, because of Bezos' self-confidence and calmness, even if the company encountered a crisis, he still acquired websites, recruits troops, and created an Amazon exclusive logistics system. Third, because of his self-confidence, he wrote to the shareholder of the company for 20 years and convinced the shareholder more than 20 years. The company will have today's success. His experience tells us that self-confidence is very important in our future life. A person's career success factor only account for 15% of knowledge and professional skills, while good psychological quantity accounts for 85%. When we have self-confidence, when encountering difficult, they can definitely overcome them, and people with self-confidence can correct and realistically evaluate their knowledge and ability, can accept a correct opinion of others with humility, and can also face their own fears. Full of confidence in what I am engaged in and continue improvement. This is what I learned from Bezos. This is my speeches today. That's all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.